What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris bringing you more games from the Starseries Season 3. Skane is Elit on the Radiant versus GDB / Mouse on the Dire. This should be a pretty good one. Skane is Elit, they're all wearing their pulse tags. I don't know at this time of the replay being played if they were still Skane is Elit or if at this point they were picked up by Pulse. Either way, it's still the same team, so really it's just a matter of title. Much like the other side as well, so both these teams have a different title but same team. So the bans already came out, TA plus the Wisp from GDB. TA more or less standard ban, pretty much with the Darkseer and Batrider. So those are all just standard bans, and the Wisp is a tailored ban to Skane is Elit. Their first two picks are going to be the Chen plus the Jakiro, so they're already gearing up for a pretty good support lineup right now. The Chen will go into that jungle, and the Jakiro most likely will support whoever is going to be the primary farmer, most likely on the top lane, could be on the bot lane, depending on what GDB wants to do, but it's probably going to be top lane. Skane is Elit, they're going to open up with the Leshrac. Got hit a little bit in the 0.75 patch, but Leshrac is still a very powerful hero, especially when paired up with the CK. The CK Bolt now does have a lot more travel time. I don't remember actually reading about that in the changelog. It was more like a thing when you're playing it, it's like, oh wait, my thing doesn't go instantly anymore. That kind of sucks, but either way, it's still a fairly reliable stun. I mean, once you max it out, minimum 2-second stun is pretty sick. Ooh, and they're also going to go for an AA, so Skane is Elit already opening up with what could be a very, very deadly tri-lane. CK as the primary farmer, and then just CK and AA by themselves paired together extremely well. One of the strongest combination, dual lane combinations in the game, and then CK's Leshrac is also one of the most deadly dual lane combinations in the game. When you put them together, that is one frickin' deadly tri-lane, I gotta say. GDB, they're gonna respond with the Naga Siren, who's most likely gonna be protected by Jakiro. And, well, Naga Siren, compared to the CK, as far as their power in the lane, CK definitely has a lot more flat damage. He's definitely a lot tankier as well. Naga Siren is more of a, a right-click damage dealer come the late game once she gets her illusions up. But early game, she's going to need a lot of protection. If Skane is Elit want to lane this tri-lane onto the top lane to try to counter off that Naga Siren, Jakiro, Chen lane, well then they would have the crushing advantage. AA and Leshrac, both ranged heroes, so they could just provide a lot of passive harassment. And then whenever the CK gets ready with his Reality Rift Chaos Bolt, that's pretty much a guaranteed kill. I mean, Jakiro is one of the more tanky intelligence heroes. I think he's the second tankiest, right behind Ogre Magi, unless I'm forgetting anyone. I don't know about the Dota 1 heroes. Like, is Shredder an intelligence hero? I'm pretty sure he's strength. I don't even know. But anyway, Jakiro is tanky, but he's not that tanky. Once Skane is Elit all hit level 2, which is going to take a little bit of time because you do have a tri-lane situation, they could go for a very easy kill onto really whoever they could find. Let's see what the bans are going to be coming out now. Skane is Elit, they're going to ban out the Anti-Mage. It's fairly peculiar. I mean, GDB, they already have the Naga Siren, and really, do you need any other hard carry besides that? Usually, I would think that Skane is Elit would be more likely to pick up that Anti-Mage, just because CK is more of a semi-carry. He fills a role more similar to the Templar Assassin than the Naga Siren, and where he gets a little bit more aggressive in the mid-game and doesn't really farm that much, or doesn't farm creeps that much. Hopefully he's farming heads. But either way, he's going to be out of this game. Queen of Pain as well. GDB do not want Skane is Elit to have that mid lane hero, but their mid lane could be pretty powerful. It could possibly be a dual lane mid. CKAA dual lane mid works fairly decently, and wow, Skane is Elit continuing to go with the trend of banning out the hard carries. I do believe Bambo has played the Naga Siren on occasion. So, but I'm also pretty sure Black has. So, both the GDB more than capable of running the Naga Siren in multiple ways. So I guess Skane is Elit, they're just scared of the initiating kind of tanky Naga Siren. That's why they want to get rid of these hard carriers, because when you go for Naga Siren in that sort of context, you go for health, you go for utility, and you get a Diffusal Blade because it's just so cost effective, but you focus on survivability so that your initiation is really where it counts. You get the Song and Siren initiate. Skane is Elit going to ban out the Tiny after that Faceless Void. So yeah, they're really locking down a lot of the late game picks for GDB. I don't know if they actually want to go with that though. I'm sure they would be fine with just holding the Naga Siren. But either way, we'll see what happens. GDB, their bans are going to be the Nature's Prophet plus the Tidehunter, so more lane presence there. Tidehunter could solo the hard lane, although I do think it'll be beneficial for Skane's Elite to put this aggressive tri-lane on the top lane. It'll be a little bit difficult for them to get experience, or enough experience on the Leshrac and AA to make them truly deadly. But eventually it will all fall into place. Nature's Prophet, of course, being banned out for that long lane as well. And now Skane's Elite, they need to shore up their side lanes. They're going to pick up a Windrunner, who is, one of the pinnacles of utility and really versatility. She could be laned pretty much anywhere, and she could do rather decently. So Skane's Elite, they have a lot of lane flexibility. They could run an aggressive tri-lane. They could run a dual lane mid. And really, it's up to GDB, really, to determine where the enemy heroes are going to be and try to counteract that, or at least mitigate any damage that could be done. Because Skane's Elite, they don't really care, I'm sure. I mean, they definitely have preferences. But a CKAA mid versus a tri-lane top, really for them, either way, that lane is going to win. So then it's all up to GDB. Where do we want to lane the Rubik? Where do we want to lane this Jakiro and Naga Siren so that things don't totally go to hell? And Skane's Elite, their last pick is going to be the Shadow Fiend, newly buffed from the 0.75 patch. So he's going to be a little bit stronger, and we actually saw him a couple times in the 0.74 games. But now we're going to see him with that Requiem kind of kamikaze bomb thing. Does a lot of damage if you get both of them off in quick succession, which, I mean, you'll be dead, but it's very spectacular to see. But Skane's Elite, that is going to be their hard carry role. Shadow Fiend is very capable of soloing that easy lane, especially since GDB, well, they don't yet have a hero for that lane. They could choose to go for a Bounty Hunter, Beastmaster, hell, even the Broodmother. No, not the Broodmother. You don't want to go Broodmother against Shadow Fiend. That is a bad idea. 1 raise, 2 raise, and then Shadow Fiend is like 200 gold richer. It's not what you want to have happen. So GDB probably would benefit a lot from a Bounty Hunter slash Beastmaster. Yeah, I do believe that is most of them. And if they do take that, that means they're going to be completely fine with the Naga Siren being the hard carry. Whether or not that was because of Skane's Elite's bans, or because of just what that was their game plan all along, it doesn't really matter because Naga Siren will have that role anyway. But Skane's Elite, they do have a ton of lockdown. Shackle Shot, the Cold Feet, Chaos Bolt, plus the Split Earth from the Leshrac. So their stuns are there. GDB, not too shabby themselves. They have a lot of stuns. Telekinesis, Net, Jakiro, he has a slew of spells, and then Chen, whenever he manages to grab out of the jungle. So both teams have some pretty good lockdown. Skane's Elite, their team fight is, I mean, it's fairly balanced. They have a decent mix of the range, and they have of the AoE as well as a single target. And GDB, yeah, they are going to go for another hard carry role, and as I said before, Bambo is going to be playing that Naga Siren, so we are going to see most likely a Clink solo top. I do believe that is what Black favors, or at least that's what he's kind of used to. So as we jump ourselves into the game, let's see who is going to be playing what on the Pulse side. I'm just going to call him Pulse. I mean, it's Skane's Elite, it's Pulse. Pulse is a lot easier to say. I'm pretty sure it's not pronounced weird like Skane, Skone, so Pulse is easy. Region is going to be playing the CK, Waga is going to be playing that Windrunner, Mini is going to be on the Leshrac, heading down towards the bot lane, Fishbone supporting as the AA, and that leaves Technoboy slash Pinoy, I believe. I'll just call him Technoboy. Screw those other names, don't need that anymore. Technoboy is going to be playing that Shadow Fiend, heading towards the bot lane, as is Bambo on the Naga Siren. Sing Sing is going to be playing the Rubik mid lane. Alex, the Jakiro, is heading bot to support that Naga Siren, as is Kuroki, so it's possibly an aggressive jungle Chen, and Black is going to be on the top lane as Clink's solo. He's going to be up against the Windrunner, and really it should be a fairly even lane. Windrunner does have a little bit of an edge in the early levels. I'm sorry. Clinks does have a little bit of an edge in the early levels because he gets Searing Arrow harass so easily. Once Wagamama gets the nukes up, then the Clink's got to be careful. Just a very fragile hero. Bot lane is actually going to be Shadow Fiend. He's going to be up against an aggressive tri-lane of GDB. And if this Chen could find a jungle creep or two, he should be in prime condition to make something happen onto this bot lane. If Jakiro goes for a couple points of Liquid Fire, then they can go for a little bit of an aggressive push. Won't be the strongest. I mean, they don't have a Edict or anything like that, or really many summons at all. They could still be very aggressive. Mini probably going to be forced to go for a lightning build against this kind of a lane, and really the Shadow Fiend's not going to have that great of a time down here. Most likely they'll need help from the mid lane. where it is going to be Fishbone and Region dual laning it up against a Rubik. So the Rubik probably not going to have a fun time at all. He's going to go for a fast bottle, try to spam out those fade bolts for a little bit of extra income there. But if he gets hit by a Chaos Bolt, he's pretty much dead. Unless there are constantly 1 second stuns, in which case he'll be alive. But Skane is Elite. I mean, this dual lane mid will work out for them decently. The problem for them is that they have a tri-lane on the other end on the bot lane. It's going to be completely scouted out by Mini. Do they have any sentry wards? No, no sentry wards on the GDB side, but Mini is just going to be following Kurogi, trying to spot out what creeps he has, or possibly blocking off this camp. Camp has been blocked off successfully. No, it hasn't. Yes, it has. Okay, good. Yes, the Mini has blocked off the camp, so that Kurogi forced to get absolutely nothing, and there's going to be a lane swap. Pulse is going to shift the Shadow Fiend towards the mid lane, so Singsy's going to have a little bit easier time here, and this is what I was talking about before. The aggressive tri-lane already opening up to Kurogi. Of course, a 2-second stun. Edict from Mini going to pop out. The Cold Feet a little bit too late. Kurogi might still get slowed down from this. He's going to take a lot of more Edict damage. The right click should be enough. One more is going to do it, as Leshrac does pick up the first blood onto the Chen without any creeps. There's nothing a Chen can do. So Pulse responding very, very quickly to that, to the recognition that there's going to be a tri-lane on the enemy side, shifting the dual lane from the mid lane. And now that Shadow Fiend is going to go to his classic mid lane role. Against Rubik, he's going to have a little bit of trouble, especially, well, just a little bit of trouble until he gets the Necromastery creep kills up, in which case he'll have a lot easier time. But really, Shadow Fiend is pretty crappy base damage. He didn't get fed many consumables at all. So he's going to be struggling, at least for a little bit, but later on he's going to get the farm no matter what, basically. That's how Shadow Fiend rolls. Even if he struggles early on, he'll get the farm eventually, just because 2 raises equals a dead creep wave. So this bot lane, looks like GDB have pretty much foregone it. They do have Chen in the friendly jungle now, and Jakiro even hovering around the bot lane, so Bambo is going to try to harass back the pull from Mini. But honestly, he's not going to get that much. If he gets hit by pretty much anything, he's going to be in a world of hurt. Haste Rune on the Leshrac. This could be a kill attempt onto Bambo. They do know exactly where he is, and here comes Region for the stun. They need that to open up. Mini is going to go. If he gets Split Earth, he's going to be just fine. Bambo trying to juke into the trees. Not going to happen. There's the Edict pop off, and the Cold Vortex as well. Region is going to take a Split Earth right in the middle of the Cold Feet tick, and Bambo is going to die. Goodbye, Leshrac picking up that kill. That's the second death on the bot lane. Now Skane is Elite. They're going to have Region have protected farm on this bottom lane, so it looks like a very stable kind of situation for the GDB side on this bot lane. Let's take a look at how this top lane is doing, actually. 12-5 versus 5-4, so yes, Black is indeed doing very, very well. Searing Arrows, so easy to last hit with that. I think the animation for the Windrunner is just a little bit better, but the damage is definitely in Clinks' favor. You can see already Waga taking a ton of damage from that, and I had to fix my headphones. They were very uncomfortable on my head. But Waga is, he's doing decently on this bot lane. He's doing a lot better than Bambo is, at least. 6 for 1 versus the 7 for 4. So not a lot better, but I'm pretty sure the only creep kills that Bambo got were the kind of lower bounty wolves or whatever was being pulled over there. Yeah, 162 to 137. So it is in favor of the Windrunner. So this bot lane now is really prime pushing territory for Pulse. They do have that Edict. It's now level 2, so I guess with that, after that lane switch, Mini is going to go for a Split Earth Edict build, so more standard there, not forced into the Lightning build. Of course, he might still get it later on, because Chen creeps, Naga Siren Illusions could be a very useful spell to have. But anyway, the pushing is going to be pretty aggressive from Pulse on this bot lane, I feel. There's really nothing... Oh, baited that out. Good play by Bambo. But there's really nothing that Bambo could do to hold this push back. I mean, a Riptide level 1, not going to do a whole lot. Might get a creep kill or two, but this Edict is going to start ticking down the tower. Fortification is going to slow them down, but the Edict's only level 2, so the pushing is only going to get stronger from here on out. We even have Fishbone with an Invis Rune circling around, going to find Bambo without mana. But unfortunately, oh no, Region does have mana. Popped off a Clarity quite a bit ago. And now if Bambo gets a little bit too close in the CK, then the Naga Siren is just going to die flat out. There's nothing you can do about that. Spotted out completely by Fishbone. Bambo's got to watch out. A tower dive is very possible at this point. Once these creeps die, Region could just dive right in. Does Fishbone? Yeah, he has still about a fourth of that invisibility rune to do something with that. The Edict is going to start taking down the tower once again. Bambo has got to be careful. There's the stun. No, it's actually dodged by the Mirror Illusions. Bambo on point. He's going to get away from this beautiful play by the Naga Siren. Just stunning reaction time. As soon as he saw that in play, he split out of it. And I guess that's where the nerf hit CK the most. If this was 0.74, that would have been a dead Naga Siren, 100%. But an amazing play from Bambo does keep him alive. Unfortunately, it doesn't keep the tower alive, because one more push, Mini does have Edict, although popping it off a little bit early. He's positioning himself properly, so they're going to get this tower. Region will not get the tower. Mini does pick that up, so that's going to give him a little bit more of a jump in gold. He also has 2 kills. Oh my god, Leshrac got both of them. I didn't even notice. So yeah, Leshrac could go for a pretty aggressive build. He could choose to go for Eul Scepter. I do believe Skane's Elite enjoy going for that build, but that's when is it Pinoy? I think Pinoy is the one who likes to go Eul Scepter on Leshrac. I don't know if Mini does, because Mini's typically more of a I think he's the 4 role on Skane's Elite. Fishbone's the 5. I don't know if they all like to go for that build, but he could go for it. I mean, he has quite a bit of gold. Could possibly just go for Arcane Boots, get that supporty aspect going. But regardless, the tower does fall. Region is still going to keep on this lane, try to pressure back Bambo, because a level 5 versus a level 4, CK is going to win that fight pretty much hands down. Especially since the Naga Siren doesn't have any mana, so that kind of helps as well. The top lane, it got pressured a little bit. I saw that there was a tri-lane up there for just a little bit as the Chen dipped into the lane. The tower is still perfectly healthy though, so Waga, she didn't die, so the Windrunner is still doing just fine. Clinks, with such a huge advantage, he's just going to snowball out of control. He really needs to get ganked, or else he's going to be a problem later on. And Chaos Knight is keeping up with the Clinks, only 20 gold per minute behind him. So he's not doing that bad either. And Region versus Black, as far as the heroes go, if Clinks gets stunned, then he's going to be in Sad Town. But if Region is focusing on someone else, and he could take a lot of damage from that Clinks. The mid lane is fairly even. Shadow Fiend is a little bit behind that Rubik, but they're both 0-0-0, so it's not much of an advantage going either way. Let's actually take a look at how the graphs are going. Gold earned is in favor of Skane's Elite just because they took down that tower, but experience earned is favoring GDB. That is because, of course, of Kuroki. He is getting an additional source of experience income through the jungling. And now with 2 creeps, he's level 5. He could go for pushing. Of course, Techno Boy is fairly high level, maxed out the raises, so any pushing is going to be fairly difficult. Perhaps it's just going to be a little bit of Wiltkin Tornado harass. Although Alex is also in the area. Only level 3 on this Jakiro, so he's not having the best time as far as his experience per minute goes. He is at the bottom. But it's the rough life of a number 5 role. There are 3 on this mid lane, possibly looking towards a push here. And the Shadow Fiend is pretty safe with the haste rune plus Mini to support. It's probably just going to be some tornado harassment. Shrek finally does take out that ward. And this ward seems to be gone. Both wards seem to be gone. I think that was because of the new ward patch or whatever. They have the custom wards now, and I guess the wards, I'm pretty sure that says error. It looks like it says error. Yeah, so wards kind of broken, but hell, we see them on the map, so it doesn't even matter. Skane's Elite do also have the 2 kill advantage, both onto the more supporty Leshrac, though he does now have Arcane Boots. So that could really help the Shadow Fiend, Chaos Knight, as well as the Ancient Apparition, although Ancient Apparition usually does have a good deal of mana to work with. He's not yet level 6. Once he does get that, Skane's Elite could be a lot more aggressive on the map. Both teams have some pretty good late game. I would say it's pretty even, actually. Naga Siren plus Clinks versus the Shadow Fiend and Chaos Knight. But the thing is, Skane's Elite, their late game is actually getting a lot more right now, because Bambo, he's not getting much at all. And although he is technically a late game hero with early game items isn't necessarily a benefit to the team. Black is getting plenty, but Region plus Shadow Fiend are getting just as much, if not more. Actually, they are getting more. Bambo stealing 100 gold from Techno Boy right there. Cute little play. But now it looks like instead the push is going to happen on this top lane. Liquid Fire has been leveled up just 1 point, so not the biggest effect from that, but still, they do have 2 Ursa Warriors, so a lot of beef on the front lines, plus Black with the Searing Arrows. This tower is going to drop. Really, there's nothing that Skane's Elite can do about this unless everyone teleports in right now, but even then, it's pretty much a lost cause. Looks like there is actually a trade on this mid lane. No, just a little bit of damage being brought onto this tier 1 mid tower. But Black with Searing Arrows does take down that top tower, well on his way to his Orchid, actually. Once he gets that, Skane's Elite, they're all fairly vulnerable. The only one who is, I would say, safe, or relatively safe, is this Chaos Knight. Deny, not going to happen, just barely out of damage range for the Rubik to get that deny. But a tower for tower trade. Skane's Elite, they got to watch out for this Clinks, because once he gets that, he could assassinate Leshrac, he could assassinate Windrunner, Shadow Fiend even, especially the Ancient Apparition. Chaos Knight has a little more health, but looks like on the top lane he's actually going to go for a kill on Bambo. He's going to get frozen by the frozen feet. Frozen feet? Cold feet. And then his feet freeze, so I guess they are frozen feet. But Bambo does fall regardless. Regen and Fishbone keeping up with this dual lane bot. And Fishbone, after this creep wave, should have his level 6 mark, so that means that they could be aggressive all over the map. Fishbone has been playing Ancient Apparition quite a bit. I mean, he's the primary support hero for Skane's Elite, and Skane's Elite do run the CK a lot, so he's pretty used to throwing out these vortexes. He's going to send one out now to the top lane. Black should know that this is coming. He's just narrowly going to dodge it. But you know what, when you're firing from the bot lane all the way into the top lane, you're probably going to miss, quite honestly. Regen's still farming on this top lane. Now does have drums, Alex and Bambo on the front lines, but now there are 3 heroes down here. If Regen gets a Chaos Bolt onto Alex, he's dead. If he gets a Chaos Bolt onto the real Bambo, then he is dead. So GDB, they got to watch out here, but it looks like Skane's Elite instead not going to push their luck. They don't necessarily have to, although CK does rely quite a bit on getting the kills. Really, I mean, that's what his kit early game is built around. Chaos Bolt and Reality Rift, so they're perfect early game killing tools. And although he's getting the farm, he would like to have more kills. But Skane's Elite, with the advantage that they have now, not only just the pure numbers, but also the distribution, they do have quite a big advantage. There's the Frost Path, can annihilate Regen. Ice Ball going to fly through, do a little bit of damage to the Naga Siren. Using that ultimate setup with the Jakiro Ice Path is just such an easy combo to do. And then, of course, everyone from GDB is also on this bot lane, so that kind of helps also. Mini and Fishbone, I would get out of there if I were you, because Bambo circling around does have a net, going to get onto Fishbone. There's the Cold Feet onto the Siren. This Cold Path actually misses, and a 4-second stun annihilating that Ancient Apparition stolen by Sing Sing. Yeah, this stuck around for a little bit too much. Wagamon, what are you doing here? He does have the Wind Run, so he's going to be okay, at least for the second, but Shackle Stun will hold out Bambo, but he's going to get worked down very slowly. Regen taking a 4-second stun, a little bit of his own medicine. Technic Boy has transitioned down here. Going to get 1 raise plus a right click onto Kuroki Mini, taking a lot of damage. He's going to try to go for the Jakiro before he dies. He does get it. Regen still very healthy. He's going to get a Reality Rift onto Sing Sing as the Ice Ball does fly in, but everyone else from GDB is dead, at least. No, not Bambo. Bambo's going to try to teleport out of here as the Reality Rift or a Chaos Bolt. Not going to happen. So it is now 6-4. Skane's Elite still with a 2-kill advantage, and they do hold on to this tower. Regen took a death, but he also got 2 assists out of that, so I'm sure he'll be okay with that. Skane's Elite kind of trickling in one at a time, all the while Black on the top lane farming is going to take out this tower. Going to pop off that strafe. Actually has a minute cooldown. That's a really long cooldown. And is going to take out that tower, silencing the Leshrac to prevent any further harassment damage, but Clinks is pretty darn wealthy. He is a very large threat, but still, Pulse has a hero that has more farm than he does. At least that's experience per minute. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have more gold per minute, just barely following through. But still, Shadow Fiend, he can't really fight up against the Clinks if he gets silenced. If he gets silenced and Clinks is on his ass, Shadow Fiend is not going to live. The Shadow Raises won't come out, and although his damage is pretty high, like plus 81, at this point in the game is absolutely huge. It's going to be even more once he picks up his hammer. But it's just not going to happen because Clinks can do stuff like this. Silence the Windrunner, no Wind Run, just right click him down, boom, easy. Orchid amplify damage for that easy kill. So Skane's Elite, they really got to take down this Clinks or else he's just going to become such a powerhouse later on. Skane's Elite, although they could have the fight in the edge in a team fight with the Shadow Fiend and CK, just on an individual basis, Clinks is the deadliest hero on the map right now. Regen is going to find Bambo. He doesn't know if it's real. Now he does know it's real. There's the net. Regen's going to take an Ice Path, but dodging it with the Phantasm just a little bit. Ice Ball is going to crash into the Naga Siren, bringing him down. Kuroki taking a lot of damage from Mini as he circles around, and now Alex is in a lot of trouble. Cold Vortex slowing him down, plus the Reality Rift, and the Jakiro is going to get brought down. No, the Stick Charge is keeping him alive, but an Earn Charge will be enough. Yeah, Alex is going to tick down from that. Actually, how's the Windrunner? Oh, Windrunner from the back end of the tree is getting it. Now they're just going to farm up the rest of Chen's creeps. So Skane is Elit getting a series of 3 very easy kills using their early game power. More importantly, putting a lot of that experience onto the CK, who is going to go for an armlet build. He's going to go full damage, full tankiness. Or I guess you can't go full both of them. He's going to go for a split between tankiness and damage. And they're just going to go for a push onto this tier 2 bottom lane. With only, well, everyone's still alive, and they're all slowly coming down. But the Edict is level 4, I believe. Yeah, it is level 4. The Song of the Siren is going to catch off Regen. So Regen's most likely going to fall here. Ice Path. And then Regen's frozen. Ice Ball not going to miss. Regen's going to Reality Rift himself away. But it's not going to be enough. 4-second stun, it might be enough. Regen's going to make a break for it. He does have a lot of movement speed, and Bambo, where's the net? In 5 seconds, he will have a net, but Regen is going to try to teleport out of here. It's going to be close. The Ice Path actually hits, and in the meantime, Clinks picking off the Ancient Apparition, as there's still a little bit more of a fight. Wagamon is going to run straight into the Clinks, getting a telekinesis up into the air. Wind Run, not on cooldown, his Pulse has to retreat. Technoboy is going to get out of here alive. Net is not available for that. I do believe that the CK could have just kept running, and he would have been fine, because he had a ton of movement speed. But GDB taking a retaliatory 3 kills on the CK, AA, plus the Windrunner. Now they're going to go for Roshan, so GDB, with the power that the Clinks has, just sniping off people in the back lines, while the rest of their team really just hold him out. Skane is Elit, unfortunately, couldn't really get a 5v5 rumble. They were kind of caught out of position. But you know what? Shit happens. That's exactly what they had happen. That's exactly what GDB had happen over here when they were just purely out of position. Ice Ball going to fly through, do a lot of damage to Bambo. He might shatter. No, I think he should be fine. Is he? He might shatter. There he goes. He shatters. So Ancient Apparition getting a free kill there. Fisherman's going to be happy about that. There's really nothing more satisfying than getting that. When it's just like, oh, come on, shatter, shatter, shatter. And then at the last tick of damage, it's like, boom, you get a kill. And then you're like, yes. Now I could buy some wards. Because you're poor as the Ancient Apparition. The Shadow Fiend has rushed up that BKB, unfortunately. Forced to use that first charge on escaping, which is never really what you want to have happen. But now when he gets jumped by Clinks, if he gets jumped by Clinks, then he's going to be able to pop that BKB and stand and fight. I feel like Clinks' bottle got bigger. Am I crazy in thinking that? It definitely did get bigger. I am like 80% sure that this model is bigger, because skeletons aren't supposed to be that big. That just looks wrong. He has to be bigger. Look how big he is. He's okay. I'm not even gonna worry about that. But Shadow Fiend has gone for that BKB, so he's still gonna be a little bit vulnerable to the net. But net's only level 1 actually. Bambo on that long lane Naga Siren, forced to get the mirror images just so he could, you know, try to snipe off some last hits. Kind of do like an Enigma kind of thing, where he's just sending in his summons, try to snipe off a creep killer to get some experience there. Push onto the bot lane. Technoboy dealing damage with his dark blobs of energy, and Ice Ball gonna fly towards the mid lane, hit onto 4. Try to slow down this mid lane push, but GDB, they're gonna be perfectly fine with tanking all of that damage. They're gonna take the tier 1, but in exchange for a tier 2, never really worth it. And Pulse, they're gonna keep going. So not only does Skane is Elit lose the trade as far as the towers go, they're also gonna have to burn a lot of teleportation scrolls. One now coming back. It's only Alex though. They gotta go right now because this tower is taking a lot of damage. They're instead gonna walk. So only 135 gold burned. Not the biggest investment there. But a tier 1 for a tier 2, still, Skane is Elit or Pulse do get a better trade as far as that goes, unless they get caught out right now. Technoboy's gonna get out of there. Everyone's gonna get out of there. Everyone's gonna be just fine, I feel. Unless Regen. No, Sing Sing has a haste rune. I don't know where he got that. Regen's gonna get pulled up into the air. But he can turn around and fight. He's instead gonna pop up the drum charges and run away because Black is hot on his trail. But Regen with the drum charge, plus having the second highest movement speed in the game, will allow him to make his way out of there. Clinks, unfortunately, well, he's gonna give chase constantly, but don't feel like he could actually make something happen. He could kill off Mini in like 3 hits though. So if he gets an opportunity for that Orchid Silence onto the Leshrac, then Leshrac is pretty much dead. But they now do know where Black is, so Mini's not going to be scared, although he should constantly be scared. I'd be scared if farmed Clinks is in the game with an Orchid and I was a freaking Leshrac with the only health item being Urn of Shadows. Yeah, I'll be terrified. Looks like we're going to have yet another trade on to the top and bottom lanes. Technoboy and Mini with the damage. Oh, Mini, you gotta be careful, man. Teleportation coming in. That's the Naga Siren. She was trying to look for a song. Oh, she hotkeyed it. She shift queued it, actually. Waypointed it. So that was a little bit of a mistake. Bambo losing that, and it's only level 1. So it has a ton of cooldown attached to that. So Naga Siren is not going to have that for another 3 minutes. A little bit of a mistake there. I guess she thought her teleportation would come a little bit quicker. And really, once you waypoint something after a teleport, there's no way to cancel it. I don't believe there's any way to cancel it. Because if you cancel any order, then your guy stops teleporting. So that's a little bit rough. Region's going to get ganked up. Sing Sing, Kuroki, plus Alex. Region's going to take an ice path. The macro pyre as well, but the armlet will keep CK alive. Not enough stun there. And the CK is just going to piece on out of there. GDB, not enough damage in this ganking squad. I don't believe Kuroki can get his creeps into range to actually make something happen there. So CK does live, but now he's going to be in a little bit of a rough condition as three on the bot lane are going to push that out. There are 3 on this top lane as well. Black completely spotted out, but he's going to go to town on Mini. Mini's going to bot down instantly in exchange for the Clinks, though. There goes the Aegis to the Immortal as Bambo now going to arrive. Doesn't have the Song of the Siren. Technoboy, where's your BKB? Requiem, we need that right now. There's the Requiem right into the face of the Jakiro. Jakiro is slow to a crawl. He's going to get raised out. No, he gets force staffed out. He's going to live. Cold Feet onto Black, taking a lot of damage if he gets frozen. He's going to die. No, he's going to live, at least for the moment. Telekinesis. No, a shackle shot from Wagamama onto Sing Sing, as well as Black. Not going to have any follow-up, though. The Jakiro does fall. Bambo's still alive. There's a secondary explosion, but everyone from Skane's Elite are dead. GDB taking a miraculous fight there. Even with the 2-man shackle, even with Black losing the Aegis and Bambo somehow survived. I don't know how Bambo survived for that long, but GDB get a team wipe in exchange for only 1. Meantime, the bot lane Mini is going to clean up Kuroki, but he's going to get nuked down, so it's another trade, I guess. But wow, GDB taking such a fantastic fight there. They were scattered. Skane's Elite got picked off right off the bat because Black, I mean, he traded his life for the life of the Leshrac, and, well, by trading his life, I meant he, of course, traded the Aegis. And he just came right back into that, and everyone from GDB was alive at very low HP by the end of that, so that was the ideal fight for them. So they're going to take the kill advantage because of that. The both gold and experience graph going to dip in favor of them. They've done some pretty good work as far as clearing off the creep waves, clearing off the towers, I mean. The bot and mid tier 2 towers are still alive, whereas GDB somehow still have this top tier 1. I don't know how the hell this tower is still alive because, you know, the other towers are pretty darn dead. Skane's Elite, that's going to set them back just a little bit. I think it's also going to rattle them. I mean, they felt very far ahead, and that fight looked pretty good for them until GDB just killed everyone. So, yeah, Pulse definitely going to be a little bit rattled after that, but, you know, they still have a large period of time where they are still very much so in this game. They just got to make sure that they stick together there. You got to make sure that they land the stuns onto Clinks, because Clinks, he's going to go straight for damage. MKB / Daedalus really doesn't matter at this point. There's no evasion on Skane's Elite. There's no mischance or anything like that. But so yeah, either way, it would work out for Clinks. But the thing that he does not have right now is a BKB. And if he doesn't have a BKB, then 1 CK bolt means Clinks is going to die. Like, easy as that. And GDB, they've been pretty good about supporting. Sing Sing does have the full mobility build onto Rubik, so he could use the Blink Dagger to get in close and then force staff to either get out or help his allies. Of course, Chen with a Hand of God plus mech, although only level 1 Hand of God. So, looks like now it's going to be another tower trade. Tier 1 for Tier 2. This time GDB is going to get the favor as far as that trade. Skane's Elite, I mean, they still are very much in it. Bambo, though, they're going to have to watch out for her because he got pretty much nothing in the early stage of the game. He's still near the bottom, but he's getting something. Bambo's going to take a fake shackle, or a failed shackle, rather. That is going to ward off GDB from this bot lane. But GDB with the Clinks, I mean, he's going for full damage, which is great and everything, but at a certain point, it's like, do you need all this damage? There's the MKB being picked up. Because Clinks, if he gets stunned a single time, he's going to die. Like, pretty much right here. Nope, he lives. A Nog Siren Illusion, not a Song of Siren, I mean. Gonna cancel that off there. I'll take the Frostbite effect. But Region and Mini, they're gonna go straight for Bambo. Lifting up from Sing Sing, though. Technoboy, here he comes with the Requiem onto everyone. Plus the BKB on top of that. He's going to go straight for the Chen. There goes one. Bambo on the run. Mini with the Pulse Nova plus the Edict. Going to bring him down most likely. Region is on the trail as well. There goes another. And GDB lose 2 for nothing so far. Alex is on the run from creeps at the moment. Black, unfortunately, could not stand his ground because there was just so much shit flying all over the place. Like, Mini can't control his AoE. Techno Boy cannot control his AoE either. Everything is just so wild as far as Skane's Elite's lineup their lineup goes. They cannot control it. They don't really target anyone. Everything just dies. And when your Klinks has, well, he actually has 2,000 health. That's because of Death Pact, but when he has 1,100 health base, that's pretty dangerous. He's gonna do a ton of damage to this tower though with the MKB. He's pretty much a wrecking ball. But the thing is, he cannot fight in these fights unless it is a skirmish. If it's a 5v5 team fight, then the Klinks is just gonna die, because a single stun will kill him off. That's as simple as that. But he could get stuff like this. Techno Boy is going to drop. He's probably gonna be fine. It's gonna be close. No, that actually didn't do much amplification at all. So yeah, Shadow Fiend is okay. But Black needs to take skirmishes. If GDB takes full 5v5 team fights, unless they get a perfect setup with the Naga Siren plus Ice Path, it's just not going to happen because a single stun will kill off his Klinks. And Skane's Elite, they have a lot of stuns, as I was mentioning before. So Black really needs to make his way towards a BKB. If he gets anything else besides that, I feel like that would be a huge mistake. Like, could still get more snipes off. You know what? Gotta watch out, man. You gotta watch out. Orchid. No Orchid. Don't need the Orchid. Because dead Shadow Fiend equals dead Shadow Fiend. Free pick off from Black. He could do the damage. But can he take the damage? The answer is no. Zeke, on the other hand, he could do kind of both. So Skane's Elite, they'll be fine taking full 5v5 clashes or skirmishes. Although, really, Klinks is the one they gotta watch out for. Of course, everyone from GDB also doing their jobs as well. Bambo especially been doing remarkably well considering his early game. Ice Ball is going to reveal the fact that they're doing Roshan, but the Naga Siren Illusions are tanking, and now Chen's creeps are going to be tanking in Black. As I said before, is a wrecking ball. Now with an Aegis, GDB, they'll be fine with taking a team fight. They're going to most likely go for the bottom lane where they have already brought down this tower to about half HP. And Skane's Elite, well, they'll have a Shadow Fiend up by them, but he won't have the full amount of souls. So his Requiem won't be as devastating as it could potentially be, but it looks like instead GDB, they're going to smoke up and look towards the top lane area, try to get a pick off. They're not going to find anyone because all GDB, they're kind of scared in their base. They need to get like a gem or sentry wards or something, or a lot of vision, because Klinks could pick off pretty much. Oh, there's a gem. Okay, so now they're fine. Now they will be confident to move out of their base. They do know that the Klinks does not yet have a BKB, although he is very soon going to pick one up, I feel. If he doesn't, it'll be a huge mistake, and that could cost him the game. Get the frickin' BKB, man. And now we're going to see a little bit of a fight here. Sentry Ward's going to drop off. Not going to spot the Klinks quite yet, who is now on the right side of the map in the jungle area. Going to push down the bot lane, it looks like. Pulse, they don't know that the Klinks is doing that, so actually the Klinks are going to find some Death Pact to get a little bit more health, get a little bit more damage. And Pulse, they got to defend this tier 2 tower. I do feel that they are more than capable of doing so if they focus the right targets, and that really depends on a whole lot. There's a Shackle onto Black, 3-second stun as well. He's going to get Chain Stun down, he's going to get Force Staff down. He does have an Aegis as well. Perfect Requiem of Souls, but he does get dropped instantly. However, Region taking a lot of damage in the middle of everything. Going to try to arm the surface way out, but Black just holding his ground. He still has the Aegis, and Fishbone is going to be the last one to live from Pulse. GDB trading Sing Sing for a team wipe. Black holding his ground. I don't know how the hell he managed to live through all that. I guess the Death Pact does give him a lot of health. He found something that was really big, apparently. GDB taking a devastating fight, and the Shadow Fiend, he was brought down in a matter of seconds. He was the first one to fall. So now GDB, they're going to get Raxes. There's no buybacks. Actually, there might be some buybacks. There are buybacks, but hell, even if the Shadow Fiend buys back, he's just going to get caught out and he's just going to die. So GDB taking a very excellent fight there. Black, I don't know where he's going. They should go towards the bot lane where the tower is pretty much already dead, but 8 seconds until Region is back up. They could take this tower down. Black just has to strafe it down. Ice Ball going to fly in, hit onto Alex. Shackle not going to latch onto anything. GDB, they're going to stick around. They want to get a second set of Raxes. They could do it. Just pop off that strafe and take it down, Klinks. You have an Aegis. Go, go, go. He's not going to do it. Region is going to pull him in with the Reality Rift. This could be a kill on the Black. 2-second stun plus Shackle onto Alex. But Pulse, they're scared of going in at this point. They don't want to get hit by an Ice Path. And this angle was just perfect for the hero to lay one of those down. So black does get to live for now, and GDB have taken a huge advantage in this game. Skane's Elite, they do have like individual power within their heroes, but it's just not enough. Black's Clinks just does so much damage, and he's positioning himself so that he is pretty safe from that. I mean, Black was over here, right? He was over here, and when you have to funnel through this area with a Jakiro on the other side, plus a telekinesis stun when you get dropped on the floor, well, he's gonna have free time to do whatever he wants. He's gonna go for the Daedalus, so plus a double damage rune. How many hits is it? That's 500 damage. Oh my god, that's 600 damage a pop. That is insane. Plus an Aegis. That's 2 hits. That's 3 hits. That's 3 hits. What the hell? 2 hits on the AA? What the hell is going on here? Not to mention crits, not to mention MKB procs. Black, you just do something with this, please. I want to see it. I really do. Don't play cautiously. Screw that. You're on GDB. You're on Mouse Sports. Just go and get kills. There he is. You see your target. You kill him before he has time to pop off the Ghost Scepter. Oh, come on. Oh, boo. I wanted to see that. But anyway, yeah, Clinks does a lot of damage, is what I'm trying to say. And Skane's Elite, they gotta lock him out. They gotta get a pick on him. If not, he's just gonna kill their entire team as he did before. Like Shadow Fiend, BKB, yeah, you won't be taking magic damage. That's all well and good, but you know what? Clinks doesn't really care about that. Pretty sure Searing Arrows is magic damage, which, oh no, it's actually physical damage. Yeah, it works on towers, of course. So yeah, Clinks gives no shits about your BKB. Oh, come on, get off. He gives no shits about your BKB. He'll kill you anyway. And Techno Boy, you do not want to be there right now. Clinks, get him. Sick him. No, he's scared. He thinks it's bait. I can understand why. I mean, you're still very weak. This Clinks is very, very soft. But now he's going to go move in. Regen is here, though. And that CK Bolt could shut down a Clinks, at least bring down his Aegis. Skane's Elite trying to shore up their lanes, trying to have some presence along the map. But really, this Clinks could clear off creep waves like nobody's business and deal a ton of damage to whoever he finds in the jungle. So Skane's Elite, they gotta travel in packs, but you know, if they travel in packs and run into GDB, they're all gonna get slept. Ice Path to follow, and then, you know, just so much shit in the way just because of Kroki's Chen creeps and, you know, just illusions and all that jazz. Waga might be in trouble. Sing Sing gonna blink forward, gonna bring Waga onto the high ground, and 1,100 crit. What the ass? That is so bullshit. Clinks, stop doing so much damage. Goodbye, Raxes. Skane's Elite couldn't defend these if they wanted to. Goodbye, range Raxes. And now GDB with 2 Raxes up and such a dominating force of heroes wandering around the map. What? Was that really necessary? Oh, catch him. It's gonna be close. It's gonna. Oh, they got Mini. They got Regen. Goodbye. Who's it gonna be? It's gonna be one hit. Oh, actually, no. It pops up the Ghost Scepter. Mini might live from this one. Ice Ball can fly in, hit onto Black, but Black still very healthy. He's standing his ground, not giving a crap. He's going to live unless he's gonna shatter. I don't think he will. There's the huge Requiem of Souls, and Black actually does shatter. As Techno Boy trying to hold on to his top Raxes with the help of Fishbone. Ice Path is not gonna do anything. GDB's Sing Sing stole the Requiem of Souls. But in the end, it's still a good trade for Skane's Elite as the Shadow Fiend does get sniped off by the Chen. Bambone and Alex gonna try to get a kill onto this Windrunner. Very, very weak. Does have Windrunner and gets a 2-man shackle. Alex gonna get cold feeted plus the raises to follow up. Jakiro does fall. Black is well on his way down here though. Doesn't have the Aegis anymore. Probably wanting to eat a Wildkin before he gets into this fight. Eat it. There you go. And now Black is on the hunt once again. There's really no one who could fight against Black. They need to work on him as a team. But GDB, they have just so much supporting skills onto this Clinks that he's not going to die anytime soon. Even though he did die twice, he did buy back and everything like that. But as long as Black sticks with his team and plays smart, like not doing what he's doing right now, this is dangerous, very dangerous. But if he sticks with his team, he'll be perfectly fine. Naga Siren, get out of jail free card with the Song of the Siren. Of course, the Rubik could force staff him out, and the Chen, of course, with his plethora of heals, plus sending the Clinks back to base. Well, Clinks are just going to be such a devastating force. Now he's going to go for a BKB, and once he has that, there is nothing that Skane's Elite could do. Yes, the Shadow Fiend does do some pretty decent damage, but let's see, what is this? 125 plus, okay, well I guess 125 plus 125, let's just say it's 250 damage a pop. Versus, yeah, that's a lot of damage from Black, not to mention his on-hit procs, plus the Searing Arrows on top of that, plus the Orchid on top of that. So Black is just such a huge glass cannon right now, and, well, he's a glass cannon who's being protected. And Skane's Elite, they gotta get through the front lines of GDB and actually hit Clinks, because if they don't, they're just going to die. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just non-negotiable. It's just gonna happen. So they need to take a fight. Skane's Elite, they haven't really been using smoke. They haven't had this smoke on the seat on the AA for quite a while. Really, I feel like that would help them get back into this game, but with 2 Raxes down, with Black hunting, gonna find the... No? Come on, Black. Was he not paying attention? I think he was just going to the top lane, pushing that out. But, you know, Pulse, they're backed up into a corner right now. The golden experience advantage are vastly in favor of GDB. They're just going to push out the top lane and slow push this last set of Raxes. If Klings gets a strafe on the Raxes, it's pretty much, that's it. You can just kill him. He actually got a magic wand. I think it's a little bit late for that. Just get a BKB. He has an Ogre Axe, which will help him a lot more in my opinion. But perhaps they're GDB, they're just waiting for Roshan. No sense in playing it dangerous when you could just play it safe. And look at this damage. This Roshan is going to last 12 seconds. That is my prediction. Especially if Black draws a double damage rune. Now it's Illusion on top. But this Roshan is going to go down. There's nothing that Skane's Elite could do to actually counter this. They could send in an Ice Ball, which this time won't shatter Bambo because, you know, he's tanky enough. He's high enough level. And this Roshan starting the timer when at the first hit. Let's see what Clinks can do. 37. So it'll be down by 49. Come on. Oh, it's going to be close. 10 seconds. So close. But an Aegis into an instant smoke. GDB, they're going to head up towards top lane where Pulse, they've been pushing this out. They know that that's the last objective for GDB, so they want to deal with that last. They want to avoid dealing with that as much as possible. Looks like GDB, they're not interested in doing that. They're just going to go straight for the jugular. Going to go for the Windrunner. Blink forward plus telekinesis from Sing Sing could open up a huge can of worms, but instead they're going to reveal the fact that they're there and smoked up. Fair enough, who am I to judge? Go for the tier 4s, why not? I think they are powerful enough, or just slide up towards the top lane and go for it like that. That works also. Liquid Fire to slow down the tower. It's not going to be doing any damage at all. Now Sing Sing going to get a telekinesis, and Ice Ball flies through, going to hit onto 3, so that's a pretty good Ice Ball region. Going to go straight for Kuroki, forced to pop with the Hand of God, plus to the mech. Ice Path is going to catch 3, however. Huge Ice Path there. Bambo's going to be on the front lines, going to take a Requiem of Souls. Still alive though. No, now he's going to die, as the Shadow Fiend also does go down to the Clinks in the back end. Clinks is going to drop. There goes the Aegis, and Sing Sing now on the run, forced to force staff himself out, as Black now does revive, but a Shackle not going to latch Cold Feet. Also, not enough to keep him in play there. And GDB do lose 2 in exchange for 1. They have to fall back, but you know what? They got the tower, and now they can just go straight for the Raxes right after that. Sing Sing going to head towards the top lane, try to push out that one, and try to give them a little bit more momentum on all the lanes. But GDB taking a little bit of a rough fight just because, you know, Shadow Fiend got a pretty devastating Requiem right there. And Kuroki got caught completely out of position. He is a very soft hero. I mean, GDB, their heroes aren't exactly what I would call tanky at this stage of the game. But now it's all over. Black has finished farming and game time is now over. Mini, gotta watch yourself, man. Gotta watch yourself. 1, 2, oh, no. Ghost form. Fast fingers on the Leshrac. But yeah, 2 hits to kill the Leshrac. That's a very delicate game they're running. 1,196 crit. Absolutely insane. Holy shit. So, I honestly don't know if Pulse could actually come back from this. Their 2 Raxes down. They do have some decent late game heroes, and like Shadow Fiend does do a lot of damage. The problem is he doesn't do enough damage. Like GDB, all their heroes are just so stacked. Sing Sing almost has a Hex. Chikiro Only drums and urn, but you know, it's a support hero doing full support. The Hog Siren now even transitioning to damage, so soon enough GDB will have 2 damage dealers, and of course Chen with the giant aura team fight items. If he stays alive, that's just more and more usefulness that their entire team is going to get out of this Waga. He's going to get slept up with Mini. Who does Bambo want to go for? No one. He's going to go for Wagamama, actually. In the meantime, top lane, Technoboy is going to drop down instantly, blocked with the BKB. Going to go to town on all the Phantasm Illusions. Vision's going to drop before Reality Rift can even latch. And there goes the Windrunner. There goes the Leshrac. Technoboy is bought back into this game, and Black doesn't want to go for kills. Instead, he's going to defend his team while they take down the Raxes. After 40 minutes of play, Black still killing people in 2 hits. There's the GG, well played. Ice Path onto Technoboy is going to be the last one. Ending the game with a Rampage. What style coming out from GDB. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Skane's Elit, aka Pulse, versus GDB, aka Mouse Sports, or X-Mouse Sports, I guess. GDB farming the Clinks up to a point where Skane's Elit simply cannot contest with it. And that is the name of the game, guys. Don't let Black farm. Don't ever let Black farm. That's going to be it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. GG.